Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game. To Del Fuentes. Delgado takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. 3-pointer. Oh my goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Caballero has tied.
Now it's Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
More MPBL action coming your way dito sa Paco Arena sa lungsod ng Maynila as we have the second game of our Wednesday triple header between Basilan and Cebu. The Basilan Viva Port Masters haven't got off to a good start this season, but they're trying to build momentum heading into this match against the embattled Cebu Classic. Magandang hapon mga kaliga. This is the Marliga Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Ken Pangilinan with Javi Palanya, and at courtside we have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Javi, we've mentioned the early season struggles so far by Basilan, the current turmoil Cebu is in right now, but despite all that, they're still pretty much in the thick of the things dito sa South Division.
Yeah, you're right. And itong Basilan Viva Port Masters, alam naman natin kung ano yung kakayanan nila. So we still are waiting for them to show their full potential, but obviously they're already showing flashes of brilliance ngayon pa lang.
And that win by Mindoro was really crucial, kaya mahalaga na maipanalo nila itong larong ito. Of course, you're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube and also on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. And Basilan coming off the heels of that very impressive victory against the Jensen Warriors. And contrary to their previous losses, Javi, they got off to a good start and they were able to hold off yung fight back nitong Jensen.
Yeah, Adi Santos took center stage in this game. He really set the tone para sa Basilan sa laro na to. 9 out of 11 from the field for 20 points in that game. They weren't stellar from the outside. In fact, they allowed Jensen 10 out of 39 shots from three-point country in that game. But they didn't really need to be brilliant from the outside in that game because of their efficient clip from inside the arc, 47.5% overall. And also, they were able to do well in the other departments. Adi Santos was just really the guy that helped them get off to a right foot. And plus, yung mga guards nila, siya talaga ang nahahanap dun sa mga baskets underneath.
And he really set the tone in this game, Javi. The intangibles that he brought in apart from those 14 points in the first half, and also the energy, really infectious in helping Basilan get this win.
But you also gotta give credit to guys like Raymar Caduyac, Alex Cabagnot. The guards of Basilan really were locating him. Pero ang maganda naman kasi kay Adi Santos, alam niya kung paano ita-timing yung mga cut niya, alam niya kung saan siya pwesto para madali na lang siya makakuha ng bola. Kung hindi siya makakuha ng bola dun sa mga play nila, papulot-pulot na lang yan sa ilalim ng basket, getting offensive rebounds.
Classic, they had a surprising win in Marikina against Mindoro, but in their last outing in Pasay, nadapa sila kontra dito sa home team, losing this game by 27 points.
Yeah, obviously, they're really still reeling from multiple losses sa kanilang roster, sa kanilang mga key players. And in this game against Pasay, they just really weren't up for it. You could see their body language. You could see the way that they were playing. Wala masyadong gigil dun sa laro ng Cebu, especially defensively, because Pasay just really had their way. You could see Pasay, they're not really a team that likes to shoot a lot of threes, but in that game, they had 13 threes against a Cebu Classic defense that wasn't really up to the task.
But the silver lining there was Dennis Santos producing his best performance to date in a Cebu Classic uniform. He was shooting threes left and right and was able to produce his season high of 21 points.
Yeah, it was just really odd that ngayon pa nagpakita si Dennis Santos na magandang laro. But they're hoping that they can get this kind of performance from Dennis Santos plus good effort from their other guys to help give them a good chance of getting a victory here against a Basilan team that's very hungry to get back-to-back wins.
Nailing 5 threes, Dennis Santos. And now, it's Mindanao and Visayas showdown. The Basilan Viva Port Masters taking on the Cebu Classic. Let's go to Richard Tampos as he introduces our starters.
We're set for the second game of today's Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Here are the starters. Let's begin with Basilan Viva Portmasters. Playing center number 1, James Tempra. At guard number 3, Raymar Kaduyak. Forward number 8, Sherwin Concepcion. Also at forward number 11, Gab Dagangon. At guard number 19, the poker, Eman Calo. The head coach is Rich Alvarez. Assistant coaches, Carmelo Navarro, Rob Labagala, Arnel Siap, Chilito Caro, and Dan Rose. Team consultant, Mac Tan. Assistant team manager, Timothy Pua. Team manager, Bernard Young. Starting 5 for Cebu Classic. Playing center number 9, Dolan Adlawan. Forward number 13, Mark Meneses. At guard number 16, Darrell Manliguez. Power forward number 27, Ladis Lepalam. And at 2 guard number 23, Boom Boom Tampus. Cebu Classic is led by Voltaire Ora. His assistants are Mike Reyes, Eric C., Marlon Zambrano, Demi Salenga, and Joseph Quit. Team manager Anthony Eduarte. Referees for this ball game are Jay Castroverde, Mark Rangudo, Paul Francisco, substitute referee.
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Basilan, Eman Calo, Raymar Kaduyak, James Tempra, Gab Dagangon, and Sherwin Concepcion for the Viva Portmasters. For Cebu, Daryl Manliguez, Boom Boom Tampos, Dolan Adlawan, Mark Meneses, and Ladis Lepalam. Two teams in the south lagging behind, but just separated by a couple of games dun sa 8th spot. Coach Mike Reyes is back after missing the last time out, yung laban nila against the Pasay Voyagers.
I think that was really crucial, not having Coach Mike in the playing venue. Obviously, Coach Mike has to do a lot with their defense. And hopefully, in this game against Basilan, a very loaded squad that has weapons in all positions, they could muster up the energy and effort to really keep in step.
Foul called immediately after Tempra attacked the basket. James Tempra played sparingly for Manila last season. Former FEU Tamarao knocks down the first free throw. Those are his averages. Could say medyo similar in terms of how he and Adi Santos plays. Aliwete lang siya. 2-0 is the score. Basilan drawing first blood. Good thing that Lepalam is back for Cebu. Let's see if they could make some dent here, as they desperately need some kind of inside presence. Boom Boom Tampos can't hit that jumper. Kaduyak forward pass to Sherwin Concepcion. Dagangon back to Sherwin. Kaduyak has been playing more minutes lately para dito sa Concepcion, misfiring from the outside.
And that's because he really has been able to orchestrate this Basilan offense to a T. Had 8 assists in their last game against Jensen. Did not score a lot. He only had 3 points. Pero ang ganda ng pagtitimon niya. Coach Rich has been raving about how he's able to make his teammates look good.
Dolan Adlawan, susugod. At wala sa posisyon para dumepensa si Gab Dagangon. So Dolan Adlawan will go to the line for 2 shots. Getting more burned here with their missing players. Had an impressive dunk last game against Pasay. So yung athleticism nandun for Dolan.
He really gives a lot of energy. We also saw his great play against the Mindoro Tamaraos. He was really a big factor in that win.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL, the split at the line for Dolan Adlawan.
But it's gonna be a long night for Dolan Adlawan and Ladis Lepalam as they try to deal with the veteran bigs Basilan.
Dagangon getting started early with a three.
Can't give him space. That's too easy. Handoff. Guy goes under. Dagangon has all the space he needs.
Bumbum Tampos. Adlawan at the middle, drives. Can't get a roll. Lepala, masyado malakas yung kanyang putback attempt. Bola natapik. At mapupunta sa panig ng Basilan.
You hate to see that if you're Cebu, 2 misses from up close, but at least you're liking the effort that they're showing at the start of this game.
Dagangon leans in. That pass a bit off target for James Tempra.
He definitely had the right intention in mind. The execution just not so good. As you take a look at Coach Mactan there.
Manligues locates Meneses inside. Travel.
He forced that one. He was in too deep there to see Meneses. 2 guys trying to stop that attempt, and he still went for it.
4-1 our score at the moment. Basilan with a 3-point lead. Calo tries a free. It's good.
Yeah, Basilan may not be a team that likes to shoot a lot from the outside, but they definitely have a lot of capable shooters.
Concepcion, Dagangon, Eman Calo, Alex Cabagnot. All can hit that shot from beyond the arc. Enzo Hozon as well, who has played the last couple of games. Dagangon though could not convert. Darren Manligues stops, pops, long 2-point shot does not work. Dagangon the rebound. Kaduyak inside the pass. Tempra gets fouled again.
A little bit late on the rotation there. Ito si Ladis Lepalam. But here's a 3-point shot. Eman Calo hitting it from top of the circle.
Brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. James Tempra back at the free throw line as we see some reinforcements coming in for Team Sugbo. JP Martinez in. James Tempra was also the 2016 Cesafi Juniors Mythical 5 team member while he played for Cebu Eastern College before transferring to FEU. 2 for 2 this time. And it's an 9-1 start rather for the Viva Port Masters. And you rarely see Basilan get off early, especially early in the season. But I think that's been one point of emphasis that they've had lately para dito sa Basilan.
Yun talaga ang tinatry nilang i-address. In their last game against Gensan, they did have a good start to that game. But they're hoping that this is something that they can build on, especially in their future matches.
Bright spot though for Cebu has been the Davaoenyo, Bumbum Tampos. Special deal from OneXBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. .22 left here in the first. Nakaapak sa sideline si Gab Dagangon. So bola babalik sa Cebu. Rich Alvarez. Katabi si Alex Cabagnot. Hindi na lalayo sa edad yung dalawang yan, di ba?
Oo. Halos magkabats yan.
I think Coach Rich is a little bit older lang, if I'm not mistaken. As that bank shot works for Bumbum Tampos.
I think Coach Rich just had won the Rookie of the Year award. And then 2 years after, or 3 years after, around that time frame, pumasok si Alex Cabagnon sa PBA.
After siya ni Mark Caguiwe, di ba? Nauna si Mark,
Of course, yes.
malayo-layo, mga 2001 yata yun.
Yeah, but from the same school.
Oh, great kick out pass. Kaduyak tries the three, but too strong. Oh, but right place at the right time. Ito si Sherwin Concepcion.
Butterfingers by Martinez, leading to that opportunity for Basilan to redeem themselves after that miss from the outside.
11-5, Adlawan trying to shake off Sherwin Concepcion. Gives it up to Darren Manligues. Working against Kaduyak. Manligues, pass to Adlawan. Forces a three. That's a shot block violation against Cebu. Great defense played out there by Basilan.
It's going to be tough for the Classic to generate offense. Not really a lot of offensive weapons they have right now in this game. Dennis Santos is not in this game. Not on the bench para sa Cebu Classic.
Apat na agad ang turnovers ng Cebu. The Cebuano, Eman Calo with the pull-up jumper.
It's a pity that, you know, a guy that played well for you in the last game despite the loss is not with you right now. Could have been a nice time for him to build up on those 21 points si Dennis Santos.
Gap Tagangon. Labas muna kay James Tempra. Kaduyak, crossover. Oh, great pass again. Sending up James Tempra. Ang gusto mo kay Kaduyak ngayon, Javi, unti-unti niya nakuha yung timing niya eh.
Correct. For me, yes, of course, this is definitely a level wherein he has elevated his game at. But for me, it's no surprise na nawi-witness natin ito ngayon. Kasi ikaw ba naman, di ka gagaling sa pagtimon kung di mo teammate si Alex Cabagnon?
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And then, of course, on the coaching staff, you have Rob Labagala himself, a good point guard. Siyempre, si Coach Mactan, point guard rin yan during his playing days. Tsaka siyempre, yung Melo Navarro, ibang klase daw yun.
Ay, oo naman.
Ibang klase daw yun.
Former Basti guard din yan, Coach Melo. But, you know, I say that, Javi, because, you know, let's face it, nung nagsisimula siya for Basilan, he was really looking like he was lumbering inside the court. But,
medyo wala pa sa kondisyon din eh.
But once he found his groove, and he was always been known as a really heady player and a strong built guard when he was playing for LPU, as we see Gab Dagangon score. Pero ngayon, no, nahanap na nga niya yung tamang timpla and yung kailangan niyang gawin para dito sa Basilan.
I liken him to maybe a former teammate of mine, Jerry Pingoy. Both guys, you know, in their amateur playing careers, really terrific point guards. Of course, maybe somewhat different in terms of style because Pingoy was more of a scorer rather than a facilitator, while Kaduyak, siyempre, siya talaga, he was looking to pass first. But, you know, both guys, they never lost touch dun sa kanilang mga laro. The IQ, it still stayed. But the conditioning, it went up and down. More down, maybe. Kaya, pag mabalik mo talaga yung condition mo, being an intelligent player, talagang maipapakita mo talaga kung anong kaya mo.
Oh man, Adi Santos, specialty of the house, the rim run, the basket, plus a foul.
That's one more intelligent point guard on this Basilan bench. Jimboy Pastoran initiating that play, seeing the floor and rewarding his big man.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker every day, karaoke. Adi Santos picking up from where he left off. Missing on the free throw though. 19-8 is the score, 11-point lead for the Viva Port Masters.
Yeah, players like Adi Santos, they don't usually get 20-point games in the MPBL. But that is just a testament to how good he really is.
And right on cue. Getting that basket inside. Pasturan again the assist.
He doesn't really have much to offer in terms of offensive talent, compared to the other bigs here in the MPBL. Pero bakit siya nakakakuha ng mga ganong klaseng numero? One, because he's such a hard-working player. Two, he's such a smart player as well. And three, his teammates recognize those above-mentioned traits. That's why he gets into positions of success most of the time.
Napangiti doon si Miss Risa Sato after that layup by Enzo Hozon. Martinez with a long two-pointer.
And syempre naman, just like us, of course, Miss Risa Sato is very happy to see Enzo Hozon back on the floor.
Oh yeah, missed a lot of games beginning of the season. John Mahari with the attack. Josie foul. Javi Basilan, we're not even done yet in quarter number 1, already has 9 assists. And I mentioned that category, Javi, because the story of Basilan in their first 6 games only averaged 21.8 assists. But in their last 6 games, since Coach Rich Alvarez became more involved in their coaching, they have averaged a whopping 27.7 assists.
And they're now number 3 in the league behind Nueva Ecija and Quezon. Coach Rich has always emphasized team play in his coaching style, from the way that I've seen it. And that is why this squad looks so much different right now from the first time we've seen it. Because everybody is getting a chance to contribute in their own little way without overdoing anything.
Si De Los Santos nakabuslo. Baba sa 13 puntos ang lamang ng Basilan, 25-12. Under a minute remaining, Pasturan with a pull-up. Off the mark, Manligues grabs the board for Cebu.
And to tell you the truth, Ken, I said something before about how Coach Rich's offense was more of, really more of a pro-style play na wala masyadong movement. But, I take that back right now. We're seeing so much movement from Basilan, even off ball, and that's resulted to baskets like this coming from Adi Santos.
Already 10 assists for Basilan, and matatapos pa lang tayo dito sa ating unang yugto. 31 seconds remaining. Play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Earlier, Raymar Caduyak, now off the bench, Jimboy Pastoran feeding his bigs. Adi Santos, once again, the beneficiary of another good pass.
We have a timeout. Cebu down by 15, 27-12. Adi Santos, per minute monster talaga. Just over 3 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 3 shooting from the field. Huge reason why Basilan is ahead comfortably at the moment. Adlawan, susubok sa tres. Tapikan ng bola, napunta kay JP Martinez. Pasturan finally clears it for Basilan as they go for the last shot of the quarter. Pasturan, ginugulo ni Jameson Hero. Pasturan able to escape. Natapik. De Los Santos gets it. But Cebu, not enough time to put up a shot.
A gallant stand defensively for that last possession, but the offense of Cebu is really having a lot of difficulty in trying to buy baskets in this game, while on the other hand, for Basilan, it's been so easy. They're moving the basketball, they're setting up each other. Open shots have been available inside, outside, close to the basket, doesn't matter. Viva Port Masters looking like a well-oiled fluid machine.
And Basilan just having their way in quarter number 1 as they enter the second period with a 15-point lead, 27-12 over Cebu.
Todong ngiti itong si Coach Rich Alvarez after they finally snapped their losing streak with a big win against Gensan. He even joked about finally being able to get back to me after ng kanilang pagkapanalo, which we talked about. But even after that notable win, he remains grounded. We cannot celebrate yet because we are too far behind, he said. But ang focus niya ngayon is to build on that momentum, work for back-to-back wins, and slowly climb their way back into the playoff picture. They might be late bloomers in the season, but under his steady hand, the Basilan Port Masters are not backing down. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And, let's go back to how Basilan started, Javi. Because, syempre, there was a lot of buzz when they formed this team. And then, nung simula, nung season natin, that flat start against Rizal really set the tone for them in terms of their struggles. Nakita natin yung chemistry issues. Maaga pa lang how they were trying to integrate their veterans with some of the players that they've had. And then, nanalo sila against Caloocan. And then, just when you thought that they have turned the corner, Javi, natalo naman sila ulit back-to-back against Pasay and Binyan. And most of those losses were dahil meron silang flat start this time and they committed a lot of turnovers, especially during the crucial stretches. But they were able to turn that thing around when they went up against Gensan.
Kasi yung nangyari sa kanila, sometimes you would think that when you have veterans on your team, especially veterans who have already experienced a lot in their careers and have won numerous awards and accolades, you would think na ma-fast track yung pag-develop ng chemistry. But, sometimes that's just not really the case because most of the time, it really will take time. There is no substitute for that in developing chemistry. Gano'n lang ba kabilis yung naging formation ng team na to? It happened, I think, just maybe days before season opening. So they didn't really have a lot of time to practice a lot with each other. So they really needed to go through some shared experiences. Losses were very important in them. Also, trying to open up to each other and getting to talk to each other. Yan talaga ang isa sa mga kailangan pagsamahan ng isang team to develop the chemistry that they need and to see their true potential on the court.
Meneses able to nail a three from the right corner, cuts this lead down to 14, 31-17. 2 minutes gone by here in the second period.
Plus, isa pang bagay na hindi pa nila naiintindihan nung una, Ken, is yung roles nila hindi pa masyadong defined. Hindi pa nila naiintindihan kung ano ba talaga yung trabaho ng bawat isa. That's why players would tend to overdo it, obviously. And in a team with this much talent, it's very important na talagang each one has a defined role.
And that includes Alex Cabagnot. He actually has a different role compared to his playing days when he was with San Miguel here in Basilan.
Correct. Here, obviously, well, he has always been the leader naman of any team that he is in. Pero ngayon kasi mas veterano na siya, he's one of the oldest players on this team. I never really want to touch on age, but he is tasked to be one of the players to lead the young guys in this team, especially the point guards.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, sa San Miguel kasi talagang point guard siya but here, he sometimes plays the 2, the 3, and he's tasked to score more para dito sa Basilan. As we check out this fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Because I believe the reason why this happens para kay Alex Cabagnot is feeling ni Coach Rich na meron pang maipipiga galing kay Alex And I certainly agree with that. Alex Cabagnot still has a lot left in his tank.
And so Hozon missing on that free. And he was able to really find that perfect balance of playing off guys like sila Jimboy, Enzo Navarro, And now with Enzo Hozon also in the fold, that's gonna be good news if they could really find that right mix moving forward. Enzo Hozon with a steal. Forward pass, Pasturan. Lost control of the basketball. Grimaldo recovers. Hozon gives it up. Jervy Cruz for three. Pops out. Rebound by Boom Boom Tampos.
So imagine mo rin kasi Ken, yung magiging epekto sa mga depensa ng mga ibang teams. When you have Alex Cabagnon on the floor with guys like Enzo Hozon and then Raymar Caduyac, you know, yung ability ng Basilan na mag-interchange yung tatlong gwardya na yun, mahirap yun para sa ibang depensa.
Jervy Cruz sets his feet, but missing badly on that three-point attempt.
Medyo di pa nahuhulog yung mga outside shots ni Jervy Cruz sa laro na to. But you know, Cebu, their offense is really so stale at this moment.
Yeah, not much flow dito sa opensiba ng Cebu Classic.
And it's been tasked on the shoulders of guys like Tampos, Manligues, and Hiro to try and be the guys to make something happen without structure.
Jameson Hiro. Kasama si Ladis Lepalam, Mark Meneses, Boom Boom Tampos, and JP Martinez. Try to locate Lepalam, gives up a foul on Sherwin Concepcion. Ito si Jameson Hiro. Dinatak pababa. 5 and 15 left here in the second period. And look at Coach Mike Reyes, Coach Eric C.
I certainly applaud, you know, the talent of Jameson Hiro, his ability to handle the basketball. But sometimes he has to realize that he doesn't really have to dribble a lot for him to try and get loose from the defense, especially if he's trying to play a two-man game with his big man.
Boom Boom, fade away, no. Martinez grabs the rebound. Boom Boom Tampos all alone inside for Deuce.
A rare miscue defensively for Basilan.
Caduyac with Gab Dagangon, Eman Calo, Sherwin Concepcion, and Jason Grimaldo. Concepcion fades away. Book it!
Let's see, even defensively, Cebu is also a step behind. They're reacting late to the movements of Basilan.
Usually a good defensive team. Jameson Hiro drains a free.
And for a good stretch, they were the number 2 team defensively. Ito Cebu Classic. With the length that they have and the athleticism they have on the roster, it was no fluke para sa kanila. But obviously, you know, a lot of struggles have happened since then.
Eman Calo, wraparound pass to Caduyac, pulls it back out. Eman Calo drives, kick out, Dagangon, traveled. Yeah, drag his pivot foot.
Galo wanted him to shoot it already.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet. Boom Boom Tampos able to have a rare incursion underneath, but they're still trailed by 18 points. The next 3 games of the Basilan Viva Port Masters on June 5, that crucial showdown laban sa Mindoro Tamaraws on June 11, kalaban ng Pasig City on June 18, they will take on the Parañaque Patriots. Good opportunity to put in some string of victories para dito sa Basilan. They're at 4 and 7 right now, just behind those teams like Mindoro, Imus, Batangas City, Jensan. Baseline inbound for itong Cebu. Nagtataka pala ako kanina ba't wala si Achi kanina. May laro nga pala sila ngayon. Third game pala sila. First game kanina kasi sila Axel. JP Martinez gets it to Boom Boom. 8 seconds sa kanila shot clock. Mark Meneses. And he knocks down another free.
Meneses has certainly become more confident with that three-point shot this season.
Is actually looking good, that stroke. Grimaldo. To magandang showdown laban kay Lepalam. And a one-hander. Automatic yan para kay Jason.
He just took his time there on the post. Backing down his defender, even if there was already someone cutting on that baseline. I think it was Katuyak.
Lepalam not looking. Turnover. Oh, but poor pass too by Sherwin Concepcion. Tampos with a full head of steam using his left hand for the finish.
Alam mo, ibang klase talaga mga katawan ng mga Bisaya. Si Tampos, yung itsura niya, payat-payat lang siya. No? Pero pag bumangga, talagang giba rin eh.
Oo. Kahit yata sa hollow blocks, babangga yan eh. Sherwin Concepcion with a free.
One of the capable shooters that we were talking about in the first quarter. No!
Kala ko sasalpak eh.
Yeah.
Foul called. Breakdown on defense. A rare one by Basilan tonight.
I think yun naman talaga yung balak. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, there, Sherwin Concepcion is much heftier than Tampus, but still was able to extract some space because of that bump. But maganda naman yung naging sagot dun ni Sherwin Concepcion, three-pointer in transition.
Ladis Lepalam, since that 19-point outing against Muntinlupa, has really not found the magic again. As this free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Remember that? That was in Batangas. He had that 19-point game against Muntinlupa despite the loss. Pero pagtapos nun, nawala halos yung production niya para dito sa Cebu.
Yeah, and Cebu was really going to him a lot in that game.
Ooh, and that basket from Eman Calo.
Alam mo, si Eman Calo, jokester nga yan. You know, he's definitely gonna be making you laugh most of the time. But when the going gets tough, talagang maaasahan rin talaga sa shot making. Ito si Eman Calo.
So, ultra competitive yan.
Sobra
si
talaga. Siyempre, di lang niya papahalata sa'yo sa una.
Here he is, breaking down the defense.
But when the game starts, when that ball goes up, he's gonna be dead serious until the final buzzer.
Palam back at the line. Former Benil Blazer. Pasok yung una.
I do hope that, you know, the development still continues para kay Ladis Lepalam. Can't teach height, Ken.
Yeah. Also has a big base. Has that touch. Actually, very promising yung stroke niya eh. Si Calo, iniwanang libre. Pero masama rin yung pagmintis niya galing sa labas. 74 seconds remaining here in the first half. Alvin Manliguez lobs it up. Di nakatingin si JP Martinez. Lost his footing. And those turnovers are probably what's driving Coach Mike Reyes crazy right now. Mga ganong klaseng miscues.
That's already 11 turnovers in the game para sa Cebu. And talagang nahihirapan sila na makakuha ng opensa because it's really more of guys standing around. Not really a lot of cutting. There's not much movement. They are limited to what the ball handler can do creatively off the bounce.
Calo, pasok yung pangalawa. 49-29. Hero is back in. They will go small. Ooh, interesting. Manligues and Jameson Hero together on the floor.
Well, they're trying to match up with Basilan, who also went small.
De Los Santos hand off to Manligues. Hero. Off the bounce. The pass to De Los Santos fades away off the glass. No good. Tempra the rebound. 35 seconds remaining in the second period. Grimaldo off timing. That was Dagangon catching the pass but can't convert. Campos, nakabuelo but can't finish. Grimaldo forward pass to Eman Calo. Takes that free. No good. May hatak laban kay Gab Dagangon.
Holding De Los Santos down. Preventing him from getting that rebound.
Third foul already on Gab Dagangon. Coach Rich at the moment doesn't really mind because they're comfortably ahead. Last shot time though for Cebu. Hero. Signature shot but can't hit it to beat the buzzer. And that's gonna do it for the first 20 minutes of game action. Eman Calo and the rest of Basilan looking good as they try to pick up back-to-back victories against this embattled Cebu Classic squad. And at the half, Basilan with a 20-point lead over Cebu, 49-29.
Is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya's. That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career. And he fights his way off and goes down again. Straight left lands for Manny. Does he have Colo in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And he got the straight left hand. And there's the punching down. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao. Landing with both right and left hands. This is why we use the word sensation.
Quezon, number one team defensively. That will be tested dahil nga ang daming sandata itong Abrag. Mark Yee for three. It's good. Libre si David. Shot is good.
Fidel Fuentes, nalibre si Sarao. Beautiful two-man game. Fuentes, yes!
Nacho Serrano pivots his way inside using the glass.
Dario splits the lead. Tempo, Dario!
Saw. Oh! A rim rocker!
Mabigat to for Quezon.
That's mga nakakatakot yun dito sa atin. I don't think they've peaked yet.
Our score on the half, 49 for the Basilan Viva Port Masters, 29 points for the Cebu Classic. 20 points separating these two squads. And Basilan jumping out to a really strong start. 23-8 was the score back in quarter number 1, Javi. And they did it while picking their spots really well and really efficient on the offensive end.
Yeah, everybody's been involved in this game para sa Basilan. The only guy that hasn't been able to score na nakapasok na sa laro is only Raymar Caduyak, but Caduyak already has 5 of the 21 assists of the Viva Port Masters in this game. Doing this also while being able to take care of the basketball, only turning it over 5 times while forcing Cebu into 11 turnovers already, which they've turned into 13 points. So you see the scoring really spread out well para sa Basilan sa laro na to. Calo leading them with 9, and then Concepcion with 7, Dagangon and Adi Santos with 6 apiece. All of those guys shooting it at a very efficient clip. While itong Cebu talagang hirap sila umupensa dito.
Third quarter just about to get underway between Basilan and Cebu. And just half a game separating these two squads actually. 4-7 ang Basilan, 4-8 naman ang Cebu. But yung panalo nga kanina ng Mindoro, napakalaking bagay dahil 7-7 na sila. They have moved up the ranks in the South Division. Actually now number 8, just ahead of Imos, while the Brotherhood 6-7. So let's see if Basilan can finish the job and improve to 5-7 as they begin third quarter with the possession. Guys in white have Enzo Hoson, Jimboy Pasturan, John Bahari, Adi Santos, and Jervy Cruz. Bahari gets it to Jervy. Enzo Hoson from the left. Pasturan draws closer in the paint. Not much resistance on the defense of Cebu.
Just simple drive and draw there para sa Basilan to open up the possession here in the third quarter.
Daryl Manligues with Mark Meneses, Dolan Aldlawan, Ladis Lepalam, and Bumbum Tampos. Hoson to Pasturan. Jibboy. Mahari thought about it. Hoson tries a three. It's good.
A lot of pick and roll action and then lifting from the corners para dito sa Basilan. That's what happened the past 2 plays. Ngayon naman si Enzo Hoson ang nakatikada galing sa labas.
25 puntos na ang lamang ng Basilan dito. Adlawan laban kay Adi Santos. Shot clock winding down on them again. 2 seconds remaining. Turnover. Jervy Cruz pushing it. Forward pass to John Mahari. Basilan only has a total of 3 turnovers. Hoson, I think Adlawan got a piece of that one. Manligues. Sudden shift and a backdoor cut layup. Good by Mark Meneses plus a foul.
If they can get more opportunities like that, then it would bode better para sa Cebu. Try to get things going when the defense hasn't been set yet.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet.
Dahil nakita na nga natin na hirap sila umopensa. They're not running anything, practically 5 guys just waiting outside the 3-point area, waiting for something to happen. So better that they can resort to open court basketball. A lot of their guys are great finishers on the break, like Manligues and Bumbum Tampos.
Nagawad sa bola, napunta kay Mark Meneses. Meneses nasundutan ni Enzo Hoson. Bola mananatili sa panig ng Cebu.
And for you to go out and have that opportunity to score on the fast break, obviously you have to rebound the basketball first, secure that defensive rebound to finish the defensive possession. Cebu's not doing not much of a bad job on that department. They're only being out-rebounded by Basilan by 3. So, nakakasabay naman sila in terms of hauling down those boards.
Oh, surprising everyone with the 3. Ladis Lepalam. Lead down to 19. Pasturan. Cruz pops up. No good. Tampos gets the rebound. Manligues will set the table for Cebu. Lepalam. This time, Cruz. Sticking to him. Boom Boom Tampos getting past Calo, but Adi Santos there for the steal. Eman Calo. The cut by Jervy Cruz. Pasturan. Back to Eman Calo. Drives middle. Bounce pass to Cruz. Swing pass. Papunta kay John Mahari. Nabangga. Natulak sa likod at may foul na tinawag laban dito sa Cebu.
At one point during that flow, certain guys could have already tried to take a shot, but no, Basilan went deep into their shot clock and got a better one.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Mahari going on the first free throw. John Mahari spent some time with Zamboanga. Now finds himself with Basilan. Played for Diliman College. Sablay yung pangalawa. Alice Cabagnot not even playing tonight despite in uniform. Mark Meneses. Lepalam binigay kay Manligues. Darrell. Again, another turnover by Cebu. Santos. The pass outside to Eman Calo. Pasturan thought about it. Lalapit. That layup does not drop. Boom boom. Lepalam. Sa loob sila pupunta. Adlawan laban kay Jervy Cruz. Nawala ang bola sa kanya. Bola babalik sa panig ng Basilan.
A missed opportunity there, but at least Cebu doing much better job of trying to rotate that basketball. There's more movement offensively para sa kanila. They're now running some sets which we didn't see at all in the first 2 quarters.
Calo. Kick out. Mahari this time. Jacks up a free. Ball ends up with Pasturan. Titira din siya sa labas. Pasok yan.
The 3-point shot isn't really the strongest suit of John Mahari, but Pasturan getting the loose ball there, he's definitely a better percentage shooter than John Mahari.
Libre sa 3 si Jimboy, former Benil Blazer. Babandang tira sa labas, di gagana kay Boom Boom Tampos. Jimboy, si Jervy Cruz naman susubok sa labas. Sablay yung tira.
Kung may isang mahalas lang sa laro na to para sa Basilan, si Jervy Cruz na yon.
Oh, Boom Boom Tampos grabs the ball in mid-air. Sets up Meneses for the layup. And another N1 opportunity for Mark.
That duo has shared a lot of great moments this season para sa Cebu. Meneses missing their offensive rebound. The Tampos, he had the sky for that. And then locating Meneses once again for the recycle, cutting to the basket and scoring.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. 58-37 po ang ating score, 21-point lead past the halfway point of the third. Mahari. Oh, wraparound pass. Santos, nasupalpal sa likod ni Dolan Adlawan. One technical foul itatawag kay Adi. Because immediately after that shot, he was barking at our game official.
There really is no need to try and do that at this point of the game. You know, you're leading by 21 points, but obviously there is still that competitive nature of Adi Santos to try and do well every time down the floor, no matter what the score is.
And a kissing finger at the official.
Pangiti na lang siya.
Tsaka bihira mo naman kasi makita yan galing kay Adi.
Oh, yeah.
Hindi yan masyado nagre-reklamo.
He's one of the nicest guys in the league. Free throw knockdown by Daryl Manligues. Coach Mike Reyes still coaching hard. Meanwhile, maibalita tayo kay Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Mainit-init ang halftime huddle for Cebu Classic as Coach Mike Reyes did not hold back his frustration with his squad trailing after the first half. Hindi pwedeng naglalakad lang, tumakbo kayo, he said, pushing his players to show more urgency on both ends of the floor. Energy and hustle were clearly lacking and Coach Mike made sure his team knew it. He followed it up with a challenge na habang nasa loob tayo, humabol tayo, a call to fight back while there's still time left on the clock. Back to you guys.
Ay, mahaba pa naman 20-point lead pero mayroon pa tayong 4 na minuto at 18 segundo na lalabi sa ating third quarter. Still a lot of things can happen and Cebu certainly capable of mounting a comeback even despite an undermanned roster. Jervy Cruz facing up. Bola palabas kay Calo, paloob naman ulit para kay Adi. And Santos foul by Manligues.
At that time, lumusot na sa depensa si Andy Santos because it was Manligues who was forced to rotate on him.
Adi Santos spent the last 3 seasons with Zamboanga. Special deal from OneXBet. Scan a QR code and claim your special offer. By the way, magandang hapon naman kay sa ating statistician na si Mark Abalos who's watching and also si Jopet Digno daw. Ayan. Maraming salamat sa panonood.
Magandang gabi na.
Magandang gabi, oo. 60-38. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the third period. Hindi makalapit ang Cebu despite their efforts. Weren't set for the Classic. Manligues. Lepalam. Guarded by Cruz. Fadeaway jumper by Lepalam. Does not work. Rebound again by Adi Santos. Pasturan. Laban kay Manligues. Cruz, jab step. Outside shot. Not falling for Jervy Cruz.
Jervy Cruz, I think already about 0 out of 6 from the field.
Meneses. De Los Santos. Medyo nakalayo si Adi Santos. Pupunta sila sa poste. Ladis Lepalam. Fades away but left it short. Boom, boom, tampos. Skies high. But can't finish. Si Mark Meneses natapikan pero nasa loob. Naka-recover. Ito si Ladis Lepalam.
Those 3 guys are really trying their best to get Cebu out of this hole. Meneses, Tampos, and Lepalam. Oh.
Offensive foul.
Sorry, I have to correct myself. Cruz is 2 out of 6 right now from the field, but he's missed a lot of jump shots. He has not yet been able to knock down a 3-point shot except for 1.
Reinforcements coming in for Basilan. Concepcion, Tempra, Katuyak, Eman Calo, and Gab Dagangon. Interesting mix of players right now on the floor for Coach Rich Alvarez. Manligues. Skip pass. Boom boom tapos. Gets past the defense of Eman Calo but again could not finish. Oh, but finally the tip in by Boom Boom.
You see the way this Cebu team has been crashing the offensive glass. Hindi makuha ng Basilan yung bola because all of these guys up front have really been trying to jump for the basketball. At least 3 maroon shirts have always tried to compete for that 50-50 and it has brought some good results for Cebu. Only down by 18 points.
And you touch on that, Javi, about how despite the big lead by Basilan, yung advantage ng Basilan in terms of rebounds laban sa Cebu, hindi naman kalakihan. De Los Santos flat on that shot though. Tempra the rebound. Katuyak surveying the floor. Gives it up to Dagangon. Eman Calo in the left corner. Drives baseline. Pasa kay Dagangon. Calo. Balik kay Gab. Dagangon for free. Off the mark. De Los Santos wins the rebounding battle for Cebu. Manligues. Campos receiving the pass from De Los Santos. Campos to De Los Santos. 9 on their shot clock. The lefty doing work against Concepcion. Concepcion not biting the pump fake, but De Los Santos able to persevere and score.
Persevere is definitely the right word for that. He really forced the issue going left, even if he was being shut down multiple times.
Free for a free. And that is pretty much automatic for Gab Dagangon.
He missed an open shot just a possession ago. He's not gonna miss 2 straight.
63-44, 40 seconds left here in the third. Almost a steal by Concepcion. De Los Santos, puwersa na naman sa ilalim. Nakabingwit pa ng foul.
Si Mike De Los Santos yung tipong ng player talaga na alam mo na talaga kung anong gagawin. Nababasa mo na kung saan pupunta. Pero pumaparaan pa rin eh.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Because I think he knows only one way to go.
Obviously.
But yun nga, minsan pag talagang matyaga ka at talagang gusto mong pumukpok sa ilalim, mabibiyayaan ka din eh.
I kind of liken him to J.R. Sumido, who's also a lefty. Obviously, ibang klase yun yung scoring talent nito ni J.R. Sumido. And I think he still is a better scorer than Mike De Los Santos. Pero pareho silang kaliwete na talagang yun lang talaga ang alam nilang gawin eh. Skumor galing sa kaliwa.
Meneses, sablay yung tira sa labas. Time winding down. Concepcion, the catch, and the hoop to end the third quarter for Basilan. Sherwin Concepcion, how about this guy, has really picked up his scoring in the last 4 games, including this basket at the end of the third.
Raymar Caduyak doing what he does best. And that's to distribute the basketball. That's his 6th assist of the game. Obviously, that will count. And Sherwin Concepcion getting his 8th and 9th point of the game.
And Jimboy Pastoran and the rest of Basilan comfortably ahead. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
That's definitely a much better showing, effort-wise, energy-wise, in terms of having the will to do better on the floor, showing more pride. Ito Cebu Classic in that third quarter, although it was still a Basilan lead because of the huge advantage that they already established early on. But still, you know, it's still has to be acknowledged that Cebu Classic was able to keep its step with Basilan.
65-45 Basilan with a 20-point lead heading to the fourth. Simula na po ng ating fourth quarter sa laban ng Basilan at Cebu. Glad to have you with us here on a Wednesday evening dito po sa Paco Arena. As we see the quarter scoring, pretty much Basilan dominated the first half. But tapla lang nung third quarter, 16 apiece.
Alam mo, Ken, swerte ang Basilan na nakauna talaga sila dito. Because if Cebu played the way that they did in the third quarter from the very start, this would be a much closer game.
Yeah. James Tempra, poposte. May puwersa. And JP Martinez just standing his ground. He's joined by De Los Santos, Bumbum Tampos, Mark Meneses, and Jameson Hero. Here comes De Los Santos again. Laban kay Grimaldo. Kick out pass. Tampos short. And Jameson Hero grabs the rebound. Martinez. Straight away free.
Just a two-pointer. He was
long
below the line, yeah, but that is definitely a shot that he can make.
Grimaldo. Nalibre. Pinagpag lang yung depensa doon ni Mike De Los Santos. 67-47. Mike to Mark. Meneses. Now to JP. Martinez. Same spot. Same result.
It's like a warm-up jumper para kay JP Martinez. But if they can do even better defensively, Cebu still showing us that they could compete here. But can they make a game out of it? That's the question.
Dagangon grabs the rebound off that Grimaldo miss. Dagangon, the cross. Thought he was able to escape but merong tapik sa baba. Bola mananatili sa panig ng Vivaport Masters but only 3 seconds on their shot clock.
Makikita natin sa depensa. For the most part of that third quarter, talagang domain sila. But here to start the fourth quarter, they allowed some easy inside baskets.
2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Dagangon, bailout shot. Kaduyak there. Pabandang tira, wala. James Tembra grabs another board. Enzo Hozon could not get that free to go. Mark Meneses finally clears it for Cebu. Jameson Hero. Naman kay Enzo Hozon. Hero. Meneses. Ball stop in its tracks. Martinez. Nag-iba na ng angulo. Napasobra na yung tira doon.
I thought he was going to get 3 straight. He was wide open again.
Coach Mike still all smiles despite their struggles. Appreciating the effort of Mark Meneses. Raymar Kaduyak navigating through a series of picks and able to free himself up for the left-handed layup.
Ayun na lang talaga. You know, no rim protection, just standing around there, going through the motions and watching Basilan go through their offense. Kaduyak, who doesn't really go for the basket a lot, that time he had absolutely no choice because the basket was already in front of him. Libreng-libre na siya.
Turnover against Cebu. Zealand with the basketball. Hozon. Back to Raymar Kaduyak. 6:40 left here. And the fourth, Basilan still very much in the driver's seat. Grab the Gangon, pops out. Kaduyak has been struggling from that distance and that continues. Enzo Hozon resetting their offense. Crossover. Getting past the defense of James and Hero and flips it up and in. Masaya na naman si Miss Risa.
Enzo, I thought, would have been a more traditional point guard, you know, coming out of college and into the pros. But that's really not what happened. He became an even more complete player. A guy who is definitely one of the more dangerous scorers that we have here in the league.
Dixer, great move of the game, born for greatness.
Expanding his arsenal, widening his bag, being able to score in a lot of different ways. And that has just really amazed many of us here in the MPBL.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Javi, but didn't it at one point he was the leading scorer in the league when he was playing for Marikina?
Correct. In fact, sila ni Eve Sazon,
Di ba? Dalawa sila dun eh.
top 2 leading scorers in the league. And that was in season 4.
Yeah.
And that also, we have to note that also was Enzo's first season in the MPBL.
Really amazing, and you know, it's gonna be really intriguing how he could fit in yung skill set na meron siya, no, again with this talented bunch dito sa Basilan.
And I like the way that Coach Rich is really trying to incorporate him as much as he can dito sa kanilang mga recent games. Alam niya yung importansya ni Enzo Hozon sa kanyang rotation.
Pass inside, libreng-libre sa ilalim si James Tembra. 75-49. Just when you look talaga, no, at the schedule of Basilan, in their first 11 games, Javi. Ang masasabi mo lang dyan na talagang apart from this impending win supposedly, unless Cebu could come back, yung madali lang na naging assignment nila was against the Bulacan Kuyas in Mindoro. Because when they faced off against Val City during the early stages of the season, Val City had a really loaded lineup and mas motivated pa sila to play during that time. They forced overtime, and apart from those two I mentioned, Rizal, Nueva Ecija, Batangas, San Juan, and then Abra, Caloocan, Pasay, Binyan, Jensan, the list goes on and on. Grabe, talagang mabibigat agad mga nakalaban nila in the first part of their season.
You would think that, grabe no, malas naman ang Basilan, ganyan agad yung naging schedule nila. But there is definitely some benefit to having that kind of schedule to start your season, because at least maaga pa lang nasusubukan na agad yung team mo.
Finally, Raymar Kaduyak able to bury a free. This is now a 32-point lead. Assist of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Already 29 assists in this game para sa Basilan. It's crazy, but it's no surprise why they're up 81-49. That big of a lead.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Basilan, just the epitome of how they've done this game. And obviously they're leading by an enormous margin at 32 points, already at 81. But amazingly, not one player has gone to score in double figures so far.
Yeah, you have 4 guys who have 9 points, and then 3 guys with 8 points, and 3 more guys who have at least 5 points. 4 more guys have at least 5 points. It's crazy how well this Basilan team has played as a unit in this game.
Lahat ba sila nakascore na? Yung mga pinasok, Oo, no?
Yes. Lahat.
And parang si Alex lang yung hindi pa nila pinapasok dito.
Tama.
Or at least one more player. But definitely si Alex did not suit up in this game. And
Well, he is suited up. Hindi na talaga siya
tama, sorry.
pinasok.
Hindi lang siya pinasok. That was what I was trying to say. As ito si Adi Santos inside, using his left hand.
Na syempre naman, no, if you're Coach Rich Alvarez and you have that chance to rest one of your star players who obviously already has a lot of mileage under his legs, you're gonna take that opportunity.
And even in the season, Javi is averaging the most minutes para dito sa Basilan.
More so the need for him to take a day off here.
Last 2 minutes of the ball game. Impending win by the Basilan Viva Port Masters. As they will improve to 5-7. And this is going to be their very first back-to-back victories of the season. As we check out the play of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
This would be an opportunity for them to really build some momentum, no? Especially with the position that they are in right now in the Southern Division, currently at number 10. But the next 3 games that they have, all very winnable games. And I think konti na lang talaga yung teams on their schedule that are legit contenders this season. I'm gonna have to double check which teams that are. Pero sa dami ng nakakalaban nilang contenders at the start of the season, konti na lang na yung natitira.
They haven't played against teams like Pampanga, Quezon, Muntinlupa, Zamboanga. So those are definitely on the radar. But yung next three nga na binanggit mo, actually yung first two doon, medyo mabigat pa rin yun. Mindoro and Pasig City. We saw Pasig last Monday.
Crazy.
That was a crazy game when they were facing off against Batangas.
At paniguradong hindi sila hahayaan ng Basilan na makakuha lang ng walk in the park. They're gonna fight itong Pasig City.
Ooh, and a block registered by Mark Meneses. And a shot clock violation against the Viva Port Masters.
And mind you, despite the loss Pasig had, that's a team that will be pulling off some major upsets.
Yeah.
It's not just that game against Bataan. They're gonna pull up some more.
Mindoro and Pasig, a bit similar in terms of them loving that three-point shot, something that Basilan must be wary of as they move along with those matchups. But here, taking care of business against the Cebu Classic, winning this one handily, winning it by 32 points. And great effort from all of the guys. And I'm sure they're pretty happy and stoked that they're finally able to win back-to-back games for the very first time. And the best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
It was really difficult to try and pick one player of the game, but I had to just go with the guy with the most points on this team. Last moment was able to get the basket to drive him into double figures. So I had to go with Eman Calo, 11 points in this game, and also was able to get some stats across the board.
Ano kaya isasagot nito sa kay Lyra mamaya? No? But Eman Calo, no, all seriousness, has been a vital cog para dito sa Basilan, and his contributions have been immeasurable in their success so far. Final score po natin, 87 for the Basilan Viva Port Masters, 55 for the Cebu Classic. Let's go to Lyra.
Eman, congratulations on your back-to-back victory for Basilan and on your first ever Best Player Award for this season. How does it feel na unti-unti nang napapansin ulit at nakakabalik na sa rhythm ang Basilan Port Masters?
Siguro, masasabi ko, sobrang saya ko kasi sa first best player ko ngayon, hindi ko naman magagawa ang best player na to kung hindi kasama yung teammates ko and coaches. Maraming salamat po sa tiwala ng mga coaches and syempre ng teammates ko. Kaya naging binigay sa akin tong best player na to at syempre kay God, magpapasalamat pa rin.
Collective effort nga rin talaga. At nabanggit nga ni Coach Rich kanina na ang goal talaga is winning streak. Ano pa sa tingin mo ang kailangan niyong gawin para ma-secure niyo ang tuloy na pagkapanalo?
Siguro consistent lang namin dapat ang depensa and basta ibigay lang namin best namin palagi every game and just one game at a time makukuha namin pangat ng pangat. Salamat.
Any greetings?
Siyempre, binabati ko po family ko, Irish, mga anak ko, si Ate Shona, Kuya Eros, si Akira, and Azrael, and Calo family, Adolfo family, dyan sa Compostela and sa Mabini. Maraming salamat sa suporta. At sa boss namin, si Boss Jackson Chua, at yung boss namin, si Boss Big ng Viva Port Masters. Salamat po. And syempre kay God, maraming salamat po sa kondisyon na binigay mo sa amin.
Maraming salamat, Eman Calo of the Basilan Port Masters. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game. 1xBet, back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Basilan improves to 5-7 and up next, Sarangani Gripper and Manila Lockhorns in our main game this Wednesday. Kaya manatiling nakasubaybay at nakatutok dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.